Hello, Leo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Five of Cups. Now, you're somebody with a lot of optimism, okay? I feel like you generally are very open, very accepting of life. I feel like you're very in touch with your emotions. I feel like you're working right now to not attach so much to your emotions, right? We want to identify them. We want to see them. We want to acknowledge them, but you're not trying to cling to them, okay? So I feel like we're really in this process of like trying not to take everything so personally, trying to let things go more, trying to be a little bit more free, okay? And I think that this is helping you to become a happier person. And I think this is also identifying places where I'm not happy and I need to do something about that, you know? Because the Five of Cups is a card of disappointment. Let's say it's something that should be there, but is not. It's usually a feeling, right? I feel like I should feel better right now, but I don't for some reason. Well, why not? Right? This card is asking us to look, not to identify, that we become so identified with something that we can't see it because we become it, right? When you become anger, you can't really see the anger. It's there and you're identified with it, right? But if we can recognize it and we can see it, it means that it has to be outside of us, in a sense, like, you know, in a kind of abstract way. So to recognize something is to put a little bit of distance between you and it, but to acknowledge, okay, I feel something. It's an unpleasant feeling. It's a disappointment. It's a sadness. It's maybe a hurt. Maybe something's going on with some friends or some family members for you right now. And something is not as we wish it would be. Okay. So we need to put this card into a little bit of context to see what we can do about that and to see how things can get better from here. But the first step is always to acknowledge how we feel and then work toward a resolution, work toward letting the feeling go and doing the right things, being proactive, right? Let's put some more cards down on the table here. We have a Princess of Swords. That's somebody who's trying to learn from their emotions. Here we have an Eight of Wands, the Hierophant. We have a Princess of Cups. We have an Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is a new step forward. Okay. Over here we have the Sun. Very nice. We have the Death card. We have a Prince of Swords. And look at that, 9. Ooh, 9 of Cups. That's happiness. So that to me feels like we're really doing something about this 5. And I think as we're able to learn from this and understand what it is, then we're able to sort of do something proactive and take the next step in order to sort of harmonize, especially since we have a 5 plus an ace, right? 6, right? So it becomes, we're sort of rectifying something in some way. We're figuring out what is bothering us, and we're understanding, we're sort of asking the question, can I do anything about it? What can I learn from this feeling? And how might I change this into a better feeling? Okay, how can I focus on something, maybe gratitude, maybe love, maybe other connections, maybe by expressing ourselves, maybe by shining a light on something gives us a little bit of clarity about that and sort of illuminates a possible path forward. Okay, I don't know what your situation is. Let's select the mystery card first and we'll see if we can uncover a few more details. This is a bonus card, a confirmation card, a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it over here with our little horse, Mr. Ed, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. Okay, now, as we look around the room, we see 1, 2, 3 major arcana cards. We see the Hierophant. We see the Sun. We see the Death card. I think the Death card is really, for one, it's the process of change. It's the fundamental force of the universe. It is the nature of nature. Things change, okay? People come and go in our lives. I wonder if there's a Taurus person that's very close to you. Feeling an older male energy, a Taurus person. Maybe it's dad, grandpa, older brother, something like this. I feel as if there's some sort of sadness involving that person, and I don't know if they've transitioned into spirit or not, or if they're still with you in the physical realm. But I feel like there's something going on with that older male energy for you, and that might be a source of some of the Five of Cups feeling that we have. Okay, the Death card in the environment reminds us that things are always in motion. Things are always changing. Nothing stays the same. Nothing lasts forever, in this physical realm. So in the nature of nature, right, change is the only constant. And, of course, you have your eternal nature here with this Sun card. So I feel like we're really identifying more with our solar nature, and we're looking for clarity. We're looking for the bigger picture. We're looking for that cosmic perspective, so that we can see how, things are always changing, but that there is something eternal and everlasting within us and in the energy around us. Okay, so even if this older male energy may be a Taurus person, I feel like they were a teacher for you, right? That they, maybe not literally like in school, but they taught you so much of what you know, right? Even if they are transitioned into spirit, they are not lost, they are not gone, they are just vibrating at a higher rate than we are. They're on a higher plane, and they're still here and they're still in contact with you. And I think you've been experiencing a lot more strange things in life, and that's kind of a reference up here to our Princess of Cups. But we have our 3 majors. We have a little bit of fire, we've got some water, we've got a couple of, we got some good water energy. We got a couple of air cards, and we have a little bit of earth. Okay, a little bit of earth cards. So this tells me that you're going to continue on. Okay, the Ace of Pentacles in the future, it's kind of like saying, let's plant another seed of something. Let's try something new. Let's begin something. Maybe this is, it's kind of a period now where we're in this emotional state, and we're trying to understand, what is this emotional state teaching me? What am I supposed to learn here? Why do I feel the way I feel? What is my soul telling me? Okay, and based on that sort of insight, you're going to know exactly what the next step to take is that's going to bring you to tremendous happiness. Now, this is absolute abundance. This is super abundance on every plane, okay? I think something's happening very quickly, okay? I think that something was quite abrupt, and you feel that there's sort of an urgency for you now. Okay, I almost wonder if you're going through some memories, or you're going through maybe some physical objects of someone's, and it's like each thing that you look at is bringing back all these memories and bringing back all this I don't almost feel like you're reading old letters or something like that, and maybe it's like you're kind of learning. It's like you're having a conversation with someone again, and I wonder if that person is this Hierophant for you. This is in the background position, the recent past, where this person was a significant influence in your life. Feels like an older male, maybe a Taurus. That doesn't have to match exactly, right? But they taught you an awful lot about life. Okay, they taught you maybe through letters, writings, something like this. Maybe they left a lot of things for you to sort of look through and go through. Maybe like a lot of letters that they never showed you, or a record of their life, or something like this. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of like belongings or like artifacts or something that are really telling a story. Okay, and I feel that this is a very close person to you. Okay, I'm getting a V. I don't know if it's just a V symbol or if it's supposed to be a name, but a letter V. as part of their energy for some reason. They're coming through as like a kind of a V energy. And I don't know, maybe it's a name, maybe it means something else to you, but I feel like they taught you a lot about life. I feel like they were a very close person to you. And if they are not still acting as a guide for you in the physical realm, they certainly are in the spiritual realm. Okay, so just know that this person is still very close to you, even if maybe they're still in the physical, but you haven't spoken to them in a long time, or you've had a falling out, or there is currently some kind of drama going on with them. Okay, because I feel like you're upset about something, and it's related to that person in some way. Okay, and that's our five. And then see, with the Princess of Swords, this is us trying to learn. Right, this is us still trying to receive the information here, but not feeling, there's something in our heart that's sort of, we're upset about something. And so we're trying to also learn, like, okay, why am I upset, and what am I upset about, and what do I do about that? I don't know that we're upset with that person, but I almost feel like something's going on in your life, and we kind of wish that they were still here. They are still here, okay? They have a connection with waterfalls, and I don't know what that's. Maybe they have. I don't know. Waterfalls are coming through for you. Okay. We're looking for a resolution to the emotions. We're trying to find out what we're supposed to understand about it, so we can reach like the safety, right, of like a 6, or even stabilize down to like a 4 of cups. Okay, because right now we're upset. We feel like there's a storm going on in life right now. And I think we're trying to understand, like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to learn from this? And how do I push forward? Okay. Underneath the surface, I feel like there is this growing anxiety, especially with these two cards together. This is almost like a panic. Okay. I don't know if you're somebody that's prone to panic attacks, but we need to breathe. Okay. We need to stabilize our breath. And wonder, maybe that is the Prince of Swords in the position of the difficulty, right? Because this is air on air. It's a double air card. You may be feeling a heaviness. Now, of course, this isn't a medical reading. If you have any medical concerns, obviously go to the doctor, right? I feel like right now we need to breathe through something, okay? And sort of calm ourselves down, because we have this growing pressure from inside. I feel like there is something in your life that needs to be done quickly. Something that is like it's a pressing issue, and it's kind of like saying, I know I have to hurry up and make a decision, but I don't know what decision to make. It's kind of like, I know I can't stay here, but I don't know which way to go. And this card is a lot of options. Sometimes this card is saying any option is a good option right now. Movement in general is going to be good for you, especially if we're in that 5 of Cups and we're feeling emotional. The 8 of Wands is a good indication that just getting out and getting active is going to help resolve the feelings. Okay, I think you're somebody with you don't really like to sit still. You probably do. You probably like, you probably shake your leg or something while you're sitting down. You kind of always have this energy about you, right? And I think that right now we're looking for a bit of guidance. We want to know which way to go forward, which way to move. That's going to be the best. Right, which way is going to lead to our superabundance? See, we got one direction up there that kind of has that rainbow up top, right? So I feel like we sense that there's one direction that's going to be the best for us, and we're trying to get a good assessment, a good picture of like which way to the rainbow kind of thing. Yeah. Also the reference to the Rainbow Bridge. Okay. But I feel like there is this growing anxiety, and I feel right now what we got to do is we got to move. We got to get our body kind of good, and maybe intentional movement. Maybe it's saying, let's just start with something that we may just sort of, not with any kind of certainty or truth or absolute, 100% certainty. Let's take a chance and let's make some moves in a particular direction just to get ourselves going. I think going forward with a bad plan or half a plan is better than going forward going forward not at all, right? So I'd rather have no plan or half a plan than to linger and continue to feel the anxiety of that 8 of Wands. The Princess of Cups up top here, I think, is kind of like we're experiencing more phenomena. I think that there are some strange things happening in your life. I think unexplainable things. Things in your house being moved around when you don't know how they could have possibly been moved. Maybe there have been radios or TVs or devices that have been turned on or turned off, and you don't know why. You don't know how they would have done that. Okay? I feel like there's a remote control for something that has suddenly gone missing, but yet the TV is still changing channels or something. Like, I feel like that is kind of this, some electromagnetic interference coming from sort of the spirit realm. I think it is involving this older male energy, because I feel like they're trying to reach out for you. I feel like in some way they're trying to get an urgent message through to you that says, move forward. Okay, keep going in some direction. Now this energy is coming through and now referencing an R name person, like Robert or Rosa or something like that. First name coming through as an R. But I think that you've been experiencing a lot of these strange phenomena lately, and Spirit wants you to pay attention to them. What are they teaching you? Okay, I think that you've been having some vivid dreams lately, and I think the dreams are pointing you in a particular direction. Okay, and maybe that's what we can try to learn from it. And we don't want to be too identified with how we feel right now. I think that we want to acknowledge the feeling, and we want to say, what do I need to learn from this? But let's not turn it into an intellectual exercise. I think what we're really looking for is which way forward feels the best. Okay? Because we can't solve an emotional problem using the intellectual energy. We can solve an emotional problem using the emotional energy. Okay? So if I'm feeling upset, I can't always ask myself, why do I feel upset? And, what should I logically do about it? I think it needs to be the Princess of Cups asking the questions. It's kind of saying, like, how do I feel now? What is the quality of my feeling? Well, it's a bad feeling. Okay. What's going to feel better? Which way, out of all these different choices, which way feels better for me? Okay? And I think when we start looking at it, we start trying to ask the questions using our heart instead of our mind. We're going to get more of that phenomena that's going to sort of point the way. Okay? It's going to sort of point the way. And the way, of course, is our Ace of Pentacles in the future position. Now, Spirit's saying that you also, you use a weighted blanket, or you've been considering getting a weighted blanket. I've been considering getting one of those too. I feel like it'd be very comforting sometimes, And so maybe that is something that would be useful for you, okay? The Ace of Pentacles is the next step forward that we're taking. This is a practical solution. This is something that our heart has sort of confirmed for us, and we're taking that move. We're taking that step. We're planting the seed. We're starting something different. We're moving in a particular direction, okay? And I think the sooner we get moving, the sooner we can get to all of this, the illumination, the evolution, the certainty, and the happiness. Okay, which kind of seems like things we don't have over here. So to me, this feels like where we are. This feels like where we want to be. All right. Now, the general energy is the sun, right? Full illumination, health, wealth. This is vibrant energy. This is your charisma. This is you really, I think, having a pride, having a certainty about life, having a vision, okay? Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. I think this is you, in a way, looking at the future, or having the ability to see past, present, and future from this cosmic perspective. Not even just in the context of this limited lifetime on this planet, but times past, right? Lifetimes past and even lifetimes future. Because I think that you're able to see your cosmic trajectory. I think that's what your visions and what your dreams and things have been trying to tell you, that you are meant for something great, and that we, whatever the emotional situation that we're going through now, whatever that is, we can't let it stop us in our cosmic journey. You have something very important that you're meant to do in this lifetime and the next lifetime, okay? There's a bigger sort of meta plan for you. And I think that you're getting the realization of that, okay? So we're tuning our our consciousness, to our solar nature, to our spiritual energy. And I think that you're getting more of a certainty. We may not know the details of what this journey is going to be about. We may not know all of the fine details, all the particulars. But you're getting that realization, that revelation that you are meant for great things. And I think this is a surge of tremendous creative energy and tremendous confidence. And moving forward into the position of your relationships, I think we're learning how to let go. Okay, I think we're learning how to sort of transmute our emotions into actions. Okay, and I think that we have to learn the emotions using the emotions. And so I kind of feel like we are replacing the intellectual energy with a little bit more of the intuitive energy in order to move forward, right? And convert our deepest feelings into actions now, into behaviors, into the next step, into planting the seeds that are going to then sprout and provide the abundance, superabundance up here, right? And the Death card really is kind of about tilling the field. It's kind of when, that we have to sort of, after the harvest, and all the crops sort of wither and all the stalks are left, and you kind of have to pull them out, and you have to kind of re-till the ground, I guess, or whatever, right? And prepare the soil for more seeds. So I feel like we're letting things go in life. We're understanding that we can't cling to the past, that we can recycle energy, we can carry energy with us, but we have to let the physical elements of matter sort of, return to dust, as it were, in order for new things to grow. So I think we're letting go of relationships that are no longer present. And the physical relationships that we have with people, like having somebody literally here in the physical plane with us, we're letting go of that need. And we're accepting that the new reality is that some of the people that we cherish are now with us in spirit, not in the flesh. And that's okay. They are still with us either way. And I think that we're understanding our own evolution a little bit more. Okay? We're understanding that we have to shed a skin because there is a version of us that's blocking us from this new reality, from our future, from our progress, from our destiny. Okay? This card is about grieving and letting go. And this could be maybe the Five of Cups is there's a breakup, maybe there's a job loss, maybe there's some beef with a family member or something, or maybe this is that we're grieving the loss of someone, okay, or the passing of someone into spirit. But I think that we understand that we need to move forward, and that nothing is ever really gone or lost, that our loved ones, their energy is transformed. Okay, it's not gone, it's not lost, it's not destroyed. They are not gone, lost, or destroyed. They are transformed. Okay, and if we can tune ourselves to that reality, we can still communicate. Okay, do you sometimes hear music? That's them. Okay, that's them. I don't know if they know your favorite song or if you are hearing their favorite song, but there's a song. Yeah, there's music. The next card that we have is sort of the obstacle. I think you're a very intellectual person. I think sometimes it's difficult for you to turn off your thinking mind and to allow ourselves to just sort of hear or feel the presence of our loved one, right? And again, it may be an older male energy, maybe a Taurus person, but I feel like whoever it is, they were a very important teacher in your life, okay? And I think really part of the message here is that you want to learn from the teacher, but you're meant to walk your own path anyway. So I feel like this person is saying, just because I'm not in the flesh anymore, one, doesn't mean that they're not still there teaching you and guiding you, but they want to see you move on your own. They want to see you do it and fulfill your destiny. I feel like they understand your cosmic destiny a little bit more clearly, right? And they want you to walk the path. Okay, they want you to walk your own path. And I am getting some information about a letter again. I felt at the beginning that you were like going through old letters, or I feel like there is a letter that you need to read that maybe you didn't know that they sent you, or it's something that like that thing that you never opened, or something that they gave you, but something along those lines, okay? The Prince of Swords is in the position of the difficulty. I think it's difficult for us to turn off the intellectual mind. Right now, we might be in a state of indecision. I feel like you're sort of on the fence about something, and we're looking for some clarity. It's kind of like we're asking for guidance. You know, what am I supposed to do? Which way am I supposed to go? I think that guidance is coming from within you. I think we're sort of asking the Hierophant, but the answer is going to come from inside of you. Okay? And of course, that's going to lead us to a Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is superabundance. This is joy and jubilation and abundance and success on every plane of being, in every dimension: physical, financial, mental, emotional, spiritual, creative. Your whole life is going to get better and better and better and happier and happier and happier. Okay? I think that this is a path that is going to involve you following your bliss or pursuing your happiness. Okay? And I think that's really why the Princess of Cups is there, to say what feels good for you, what feels right. We don't have to do the intellectual thing and think, what am I supposed to do? Right? Because that's kind of the Hierophant energy too. If we take the Hierophant in its abstract interpretation, it's kind of like this is the teacher that's telling you what to do. Well, yes, we need to learn from the teacher, but eventually we have to understand, well, what feels right to me, not what do I think is right. What feels right. See, these two. And that's going to lead us to happiness. If we do what we think is right, if we do what we think we're supposed to do, where does that lead us? Well, a Nine of Swords, right? We want to, what feels right, what feels like the right path for me is going to lead to the Nine of Cups. Okay. Let's look at the mystery card. I do feel like you're going through a bit of a rebirth process right now. Okay. I feel like there's a heavy Saturn influence in your life at this time. And I feel like it is a bit of a shedding of a skin. All right. If you have a prediction for this mystery card, put it in the comments down below. I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe like a Nine of Pentacles or something like this. 10 of Pentacles. Let's see what we have. Oh, look at that. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. I trusted the feeling, right? 9 of Pentacles to go with the 9 of Cups. You're living the good life. Okay? Things are growing. The 9 of Pentacles is all about gain. You're experiencing gains and growth and progress on the physical, financial, mental, emotional, spiritual, creative planes. And guess what? It feels right, and it feels good, and it feels happy. So this is a powerful combination. This is superabundance, not only in the wealth and richness of feeling, but I think in money, finances, and physical progress as well. Okay? This is extraordinary. I love that. We're going to do an extended reading, and I hope that you will stick around for that. We're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner, and there's a link down below in the video description. New readings for Leo on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Leave a comment if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel also. Okay, these readings are totally free. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.